So who do you like in this race, Buzz?
I'm gonna have to choose Link Sevens. How about you?
Yeah, I think Link 7's probably has the edge here. I have not seen Link in many rando races recently, whereas Choke's been playing a lot, but Link has been playing for much longer, so I think
Sorry,
he's
guys, don't want
probably...
to interrupt immediately, but I have to say that Link Sevens is now a Power Glove streamer, and he's not a randomizer guy anymore.
Yeah.
What, Super Glove Ball?
He was playing it with the glove.
Oh, he was playing it with the glove,
Yeah.
actually. Wow. All right, I need a quick break before this race starts. I'll be right back, guys.
I'll hold down the fort. I hear Link 7's is also good at both roller games and wacky race.
That is true. We have our second matchup here of summertime hot invitational tournament runners.
Oh my gosh. Well, looks like we're getting started. So, Death Mountain right off the bat. Both of them taking the time to poke in these caves here. I see a couple of boulders on the screen already. One of them's blocking the cave, so finding that hammer might turn out to be useful. Although I think that other rock was not really blocking much of anything. Choke ending up in a nasty desert encounter here, right off the bat. And Link 7's still checking out these caves in Death Mountain. So the meta for Death Mountain says either don't bother with it at all until you have to, or just poke your head in whatever caves you can and see if you might get lucky and stumble upon Hammer Cave. So if he does find Hammer Cave, that could be an interesting early item for Link 7. So we'll see what happens.
So let me pick your brain here, and this is one of the situations where I'm not trying to intentionally be insulting. But Link Sevens has been around this game. He competes very well against everybody in races, and Choke's a relative newcomer and only had one sub-2-hour seed. Do you think there's an inherent advantage to Link taking a minute and a half just to look to see if the Hammer Cave's there, knowing he may catch up and then some in the back end?
Maybe. Yeah, I mean, Link could probably safely assume that he'll gain time on Choke somewhere else, but I guess it's the safer play, right? If he thinks that Choke might check those caves and he doesn't check those caves and misses something important, then that would be very bad. So
game audio is on. I don't know what you want me to raise it, BGT? Magic key for Choke in Trophy Cave, by the way.
Yeah, and we got P-Bag Cave for Link 7, so...
Oh, game audio is too high. Sorry about that.
There's a great item to find in a P-Bag Cave.
Yep.
A red magic jar.
There's our first whammy of the race. River's not blocking much over there on that side of the screen. Early magic key really takes a lot of the pressure off. If you find one or two.
Yeah,
or
yeah. Same thing with finding fairy. You know, it's just so helpful. You can just dive into any of those palaces. You don't even have to worry about it. But a lot of times, that early on, you don't even, unless it's one. I mean, it's without fairy. I mean, one is the only one that you really want to go into without fairy, really.
Maybe two.
Yeah, maybe two. I guess I would do three if I had a glove, because there's a lot of extra keys lying around in there too.
Yeah. So Link finding a bunch of connector caves as Choke picks up a little digger. Not a whole lot down on that southern part of the continent, though.
Yeah, it seems like we're just gonna have to go into one of those connection caves and see where it takes us. So let's see. All we've seen is the Peabag Cave and Trophy Cave on the lower side.
We saw Ruto, and now we also have Rock.
Raru, okay.
Link doing a little bit of work on those orange Dyras to get an attack level in the desert encounter. And here we go. We're going to get our first spell of the game. Let's see what it is. It's a spell.
Which one?
It's a spell.
Oh, but which one? All right, I'll stop.
Felix
That's
and
not-
Oscar, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you give him a follow. Did Link pick up the magic key? I was trimming stuff.
He did not, no.
Okay.
But he's about to pick up the spell.
SBLL.
It's not really what you want to see for your first spell. It's not particularly useful.
See, it's probably the worst, honestly.
It can be a good defensive spell, except it's so darn expensive at early magic levels, especially. So
Yeah, the one I played today, I think it was like 102 or something. It's like, geez, 102.
And here's
Oh,
item
there's
cave number 3.
I like that little entrance to Death Mountain that Link just found there. Small strip of grave tiles and nothing else. And in the heart container cave, we have a heart container.
Seed is confirmed broken.
Is that what happens if you find a normal item? It's already broke?
That's what people like to say, yeah.
I thought you were supposed to say, never mind. I won't say anything.
Yeah, you're supposed to yell,
Fred.
Fred. Actually, Fred played this the other day. Oh, there's Great Palace. Right near start. Fred played this the other day and dig shaked me. I was pretty honored by that.
But
Yeah,
let me
how
just
about
say, Buzz, when Fred played it, Dig Shake made him hate me because at the end of the seed, he copied and pasted Angry Larry. 3 hours is a pretty good time, Fred. And now Fred hates me.
So wait, he thought that you said that even though you didn't?
Yeah, pretty much.
So you just didn't read the chat message properly?
As if I needed another reason for the Zelda 1 randomizer community to hate me.
Well, that's all right. Yeah, I mean, if you hang out long enough, everybody hates you.
So Link looks like took one of those connector caves and oh hey, there's a hammer on Choke's side.
Yeah, we did have an item blocked close to start, I believe.
Yes, that's true. So that's got to be either Medicine Cave or Magic Container Cave, I believe.
Those are the only two we haven't seen.
And this is the last palace, I believe. It's Palace 1. Decides not to go in. So we have one, was it 4? What were the other palaces? I already forget.
I didn't see them.
Great Palace.
Great Palace was 1, yeah. So 1, and I think it was 4 in Great Palace on the western continent here.
Choke finding the wrong side of Saria and then finds the medicine cave, so we know that the magic container cave is blocked by the hammer.
Yep. And Choke's found, well, he hasn't found Peabag Cave yet with that red jar in it, but...
Oh, there's a good spell in Saria. The Thunder Spell.
Choke running into some Gorilla trouble. He's got 2 of them stacked on each other, and that can be a really tricky fight.
Yeah, in
Oddly
this
enough, that video
situation,
cost him $5 in late rental fees in college.
Classic Larry.
oh wow. Well, at least Choke cleared out the first one, so it looks like he'll be able to get this. And Link will be in the same cave right now. Oh jeez.
And wow, all right, we might have a quick one here. Magic Key, Thunder, and Glove all within the first 10 minutes. That is pretty generous starting conditions. Which I think if you're Choke Me I Like It, that's kind of what you want to see, right? You don't want to have to do anything too crazy against Link 7's, because you got to figure he's probably got the advantage if the seed goes south.
Yeah, the only thing he would not want to see that if if he did something risky and went into Death Mountain and found a good item in there or something like that.
Did Link pick up the hammer? I don't think that he did.
Not that I saw.
Choke doing a very thorough job on those swamps.
Oh yeah, does that emote work now? Let's try that.
No, it still hasn't been approved.
Oh, that's lame. There's you Link getting the hammer.
Choke's gonna go grab Thunder here. Wonder if we'll see him duck into one after this.
So yeah, we're really not a huge difference as far as what we have now. They just kind of got everything in a little bit of a different order to be expected in the beginning. But
somebody needs to go grab that hammer block cave. Looks
yeah,
like that's
assessing. Yeah, Link went right to it. So if he finds the raft here, that'll give him a bit of an advantage.
But with the magic key, Raft could be in either 1 or 4, really. Or Death Mountain. And it looks like it's got to be in one of those places, because it's just a heart container there.
Yeah, so I'd say in this situation, 1 should definitely be the play. I mean, 1 is almost always the play when you find it immediately, regardless of where you are.
I mean, if you have the magic key especially, like, there's no reason not to just go in there and get it taken care of. Choke. Electing to go pick up this key.
Yeah, did he forget that he has the magic key? Or did he want experience?
I mean, I'd be lying if I said that I haven't done that myself, because I definitely have forgotten that I've had the magic key before.
Now Link going because I don't think I didn't see Link get the key.
I think you're right. I don't think Link did get the key.
Yeah, he definitely does not have it.
And that was in Trophy Cave, was it not?
It was, yeah. Well, I mean, also Choke doesn't have it as far as he knows.
Yeah. So the advantage doesn't really mean anything if you don't realize that you've got the thing.
I wonder how long that takes to figure out.
I mean, I think Choke's going to realize it here pretty soon when he starts unlocking doors all over the place. Hopefully he doesn't do something like walk in the item room and turn around thinking he doesn't have any keys. Ooh, nasty room.
Yeah, I'm gonna say there's not much you can do to get through there without taking damage. Yeah, I
Thunder-
think. Yeah, both of them is doing this at the same time. Yeah, Choke did well to get through there, taking one hit. You have to get a little lucky too.
Link has that extra heart container.
Forcing you to right turn, which is not really what we want to see now. Good chance it'll bring you to Horsehead, and it does. But here we go, side by side Horsehead.
Oh. Choke having a little trouble there. Let's see if round 2 goes a little better.
Say, I hope he tries the safety strats. Like in this situation, on your last life, I always just do the duck jump on Horsehead because it's basically impossible to take damage fighting him that way. If you do a full jump and then a duck stab at his head. Doing a normal slash, you can kind of fall into his bat, but the other way you can jump right over the top.
He does much better that time, decides not to place the gem.
Okay. Looks like he's, maybe he wanted that extra 60.
Yeah, he has a little change of heart, though.
Yeah, he did a little bit of a dig shake there, what I saw you do earlier. I mean, this early on, you're going to eat... I always prepare to eat 2 gems in a seed, which is normally, that's fine. I mean, it's nice to have those levels. It can really help you early on.
Yeah,
But
I
like
think...
what you're doing here, if you're going to have to go back in and look for the item, I don't know why he didn't go back in.
Yeah, decides not to.
That's interesting.
He still has P-Bag Cave, so maybe he thinks that it might be in P-Bag Cave? Or maybe he thinks that he doesn't have enough keys.
Yeah, not really sure what his strategy is, but Link going back in, and he finds the boots in Palace 1.
It's a great item.
So it was Palace 4 was the other one?
Yes.
So the only thing we haven't seen is going to be item in 4, and then we've got the... Well, Death Mountain looks pretty attractive right now, especially because you have the hammer.
Yeah, I think I would probably prefer Death Mountain over Palace 4. What do you think you would do, Buzz?
Yeah, I would definitely go to Death Mountain. I would go to Palace 4 if I had Reflect, because you don't want to backtrack, is what I'm learning. Don't backtrack at all, so if you don't have Reflect, you don't want to go into 4 and find that item. I mean, it could be in there, but again, you really want to have Reflect, and then you can just go in there, get it done, and you don't have to come back. That's the ideal.
Yep. And I see people in chat asking about the magic level costs, and you're actually correct. It can be plus or minus 50%, but the levels are always guaranteed to stay the same or decrease. So if it rolls a higher amount, it will give you the basically whatever the cost was before, because they will never go up. This does bias it a little bit on the low side for the players, but I think that's a good thing for balance reasons.
Is there a way to know which level it'll drop at?
No, but you can know which level it's more likely to drop at by studying the vanilla magic costs.
Okay.
Because if you know, like Thunder, for example, is 120 on Magic 1 through 6, but then at Magic 7 it drops to 100, I believe, and then at Magic 8 it drops to 80. So if you're waiting for Thunder to go down, Magic 7 is a fairly likely bet.
So when is Fairy most likely to decrease in cost?
The first decrease for Fairy is Magic 3, which is why Magic 3 is pretty important to get early on. But even with the mechanics, you could still end up with a high fairy cost at Magic 3 potentially. Usually it's pretty good at Magic 3 though.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely seen seeds where the cost drops, but it only drops by like 5 or something like that.
Yeah.
Is that possible, or am I remembering wrong?
Where it only drops by 5?
Like, yeah, just by like a really small amount. That's almost.
Yeah, sure. I mean, if you think about Thunder, for example, it does re-roll at every level. So even though in vanilla it costs 120 every time, maybe it rolls 100 for Magic 1 and 95 for Magic 2. So it could just drop by a small amount.
Well, here we're going to see the decision as Choke goes into Death Mountain to look, and Link going into Palace 4. He's in the item room here.
Yeah, the item room is an Eiffel Tower.
Yeah, that's not going to be easy to get through because he doesn't have down stab.
It's pretty nasty.
Yeah, that's...
Oh my gosh.
That's tough.
If that's the raft, pack a lunch.
So yeah, you're going to have to find... yeah, saying if that's the ref, yeah, there's nothing you can do because you can't really get any other spell. Well, I guess you can do this. Yeah, you can slowly kill him one at a time.
This is pretty tough too, though. I mean, taking on a blue IK, he does have a couple extra heart, which helps, but.
Yeah, that's just a nightmare. He's doing well though, getting a bunch of hits on that blue guy, but
with the tax too, I mean, my goodness.
Yeah, it looks like he's hit him about 15 times at this point.
Blue Iron Knuckles have some of the highest HP of a non-boss enemy in the game, so in fact it might be the highest.
Man. Now he's just getting angry with him. Man, Link is doing well on this guy, but I think he's hit him 20 times now.
Well, he's only got attack 2. I mean, it's going to take a lot of hits.
300 and not cashing that in, even though he's on his last life and has another Doom Knocker to deal with.
Oh,
that is a whamboozle.
He had a sick move on that first Doom Knocker, just walking right under him, but the second one with the lower ceiling there, a little bit tougher to get around.
Yeah, I would say it's really unfortunate that he didn't take a level there. I mean, that's easy to happen, but in that situation, it'd be like, man, you're on your last life. You're in a garbage room. You should just take that experience while you have it. But he'll probably just go back and kill that blue Iron Knuckle again and then take a level.
Is he going back, though? It looks like he's going a different way. Unless I'm wrong. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure this is the way he went.
Oh, okay.
And he's just gonna try to tank it.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, gotta get by here. Oh, so close. Oh, but he did see the item.
Yeah, he sees it's a heart container, so...
So now he knows that you have to go into Death Mountain, which is what Choke's been digging through, but I haven't seen him pick up any items. I don't know, but I've been watching this Link predicament more, so I'm not sure if I may have missed.
I've been keeping an eye on Choke. He's been exploring a lot of caves. I think he's got a bunch of caves taken care of, but has not found the rock yet. That rock is being a little elusive.
Oh, man.
He doesn't need that heart container, I mean... Yeah,
no, I think he was just kind of... I don't even think he wants to go back in there. I think it was just, since he was in that room, try to get it, game over, go into Death Mountain.
Yeah, that heart container is just going to sit there. And this is actually where Choke is already kind of putting himself at a disadvantage by not grabbing those boots in one. It's going to make Death Mountain exploration just that much more difficult for him.
Yeah, definitely. I still don't... Man, I have to ask him about that reasoning of not wanting to grab that item. Fighting the red Dyra. I thought he knew about taking your hand off the D-pad so that you could jump over the top of him, but he knows about it, but apparently not in practice.
It'd be impossible to get through a race without mentioning that.
So according to his tracker, he's got other caves he can explore. I wonder why he decided to spend that much time into Death Mountain with Magic Container Cave, P-Bag Cave, and like you guys said, the item in one.
Yeah, it's interesting because when he got the hammer, I would think go to that hammer block cave immediately. It's right there. But it's hard to say, Choke's definitely slightly more inexperienced. Probably slightly more inebriated.
I guess that's a disadvantage of a 130 race, although it's not 130 where Choke is.
Yeah, I mean, but he's a pilot though, so.
I don't know what that means.
Well,
he drinks all the time, I think.
Yeah, it's a drinking stereotype.
I hope he's not drinking while he's flying a plane.
No, he's in my chat when he flies planes.
Yeah, that's probably worse.
There's the rock right there. Where's Link going? Did he get the rock already?
He saw it and walked away from it?
Unless he got it and I just missed it. Yes, the rock was right there. It's on the very northern part.
Oh, chat's saying that it was cut off.
Cut off? I guess I missed that. It looked like it was accessible to me, but...
No. Can't believe that chat's challenging Dig Shake. Wow.
Oh my gosh.
The corners were touching.
So
see.
I need to say this. What if we're looking at a second Death Mountain entrance that is a magical cave right to Hammer Cave and the Rock?
Well, we know where the second Death Mountain entrance is. It's a dead end.
Oh,
Yeah,
is it? Okay.
there is. Yeah.
I'm just gonna mute my mic now.
It was a a nice little line of grave tiles.
What we are looking at potentially is that both the Hammer Cave and the Rock are hanging out in that one little area up there. Maybe you need a magic cave to get there. Choke finds P-Bag Cave.
It's easy to happen. I mean, the way that it's set up, it's randomized, but it's very easy that it could be one specific cave that goes there. I mean, it's kind of rare because normally it's in a bigger area or something, but I have found, I mean, I'm sure we've all seen the seeds where if you don't go into that one exact cave, you're not going to get there. I mean, when I started playing this game, Death Mountain made me rage quit a couple times.
Yeah. It's definitely not the way you want to start a seed.
I mean, I even tried to map it. Couldn't figure out how. See, Choke did he not go in? Did he go in and get that heart container from that rock block there?
Not yet. I don't think.
And he's just walking right by it too. So he forgot that he had the magic key, and then he also forgot that he had the hammer.
How many drinks has Choke had? Do we know?
No, we don't know. I mean, but it does seem like he doesn't realize that he picked up any items at all. Maybe he's looking at his items right now.
I hope so. He's back in 1, which is not a bad thing.
Yeah, that's fine. But honestly, even after forgetting those things and not searching in the correct spots, Link really isn't terribly far ahead. He's kind of in the same predicament.
Yeah, I mean, Death Mountain is proving to be pretty challenging to navigate here. It looks like there's only 1 or maybe 2 caves that you can take to get to that hammer tile / rock. I'm fairly convinced that they must both be in that one little area based on how much these runners have explored.
Now that's going to be brutal. That could be another 10 minutes before we see it if it's really that one specific cave that you need.
So Choke grabbing the boots there. What are we going to see next?
See if he's going to up A and go right back in.
Looks like he might. Yeah.
Okay, so he finally looked at his items and realized what he had there.
Never hurts to pause the game and just take a little inventory. See what you got, see what you don't got.
Hey, yeah, honestly though, it's happened to me before.
Oh, it's happened to me too. Absolutely.
I never
If you
miss
get
anything
something
that's right
like-
in front of me.
If you get something like right away, you know, like that's happened where I'm getting the boots like right away, and then you're still walking around water and stuff like that because you're used to, and then you realize, oh wait, I have the boots, I can go through that.
So Choke running out of options here. He could go into Palace 4, but really at this point he needs to go into Death Mountain. And Link does find the rock, grabs a kid. I did not see what cave he took to get there. And there's there's Hammer Cave right by
All
it.
right,
So.
yep. So yeah, Dig Shake was right with both of them being right next to each other. So we know that this is the raft.
Yeah, it has to be.
Unless the raft is in 7, but that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, wait till version 4.
Oh man. So the extra life location or the... I wonder if you could swap out fairies with items, stuff like that. Man, there's just so many possibilities.
You have to go get all of the gems and walk in there to get the kids so that you can get Thunder for Thunderbird.
Oh, that's good. So then I guess you could put it in the dead end locations that have like... Don't they have jars up there or fairies or something?
One of them has a fairy, yeah.
Yeah, just one of them has a fairy. So I don't know if that's a possibility to swap that out.
There's our raft. That is an interesting question, Carissa. I think that would be pretty challenging to pull off, but it is interesting to think about. Figuring out which palace you need to use gems to get into.
Wow, so like you could beat the Great Palace first and have to beat Horsehead as the final boss?
Yeah, maybe. So Link going sailing. What was that item you just picked up on the desert tile? I missed it.
Flute.
Picked up the life spell in Thundertown, I believe.
Yeah, life in Kasuto. I
Flute.
didn't see
Flute in
the
the
item. What was that?
It was the flute.
Flute.
Oh, okay.
The 2D flute. Which really they don't really need much else at this point besides the reflect spell, right? And I guess maybe
Yep,
fairy,
that's it.
possibly fairy, and possibly spell. But if they get reflect, we'll see these runners just start, or Link at least will just start blazing through.
Well, they'll need either fairy or jump, possibly as well.
Yeah, you still want to get downstep. Link is taking time to go into this P-bag cave, and unfortunately, he's finding the cross. I mean, not a bad item. We're kind of early on. We haven't done a lot of east exploration, so the cross does help a little bit, but not what you're looking for.
Putting those boots to good use.
Say, did Choke find anything, or did he just decide to quit?
No, he didn't find anything. He probably just wanted to refill his lives.
I think
Okay.
he came back out the entrance he went in, and
Oh,
when he
okay.
did that, he decided to up A.
Yeah, he might as well up A. I got you. So Link finding 2 or 5
Doesn't even check.
south. Oh, look at this. There's a lot of goodies right there. Couple towns. Old lady wants you to have 5 magic containers.
Did he go
Yeah.
get this? Did he go
No.
get the spell?
No, he didn't.
Okay.
I think he's thinking maybe there's a magic container on that water tile. I can grab the item too. I think that was his thought process.
He does have the kid, so
And good old the mountain town of Denver. I mean Darunia. Wasn't that a thing at one point?
I said that once.
Yeah, I could say I thought you said that once.
you've said lots of things, Larry.
Well, we had actual geographic names for all of the towns when we first started out.
Yeah, just like I do in Dragon Warrior Randomizer, and I get yelled at every single time I play it. We used to do that in Zelda too.
People don't even like it if you say Darunia.
People don't even like it if you say Rivertown.
I didn't. It wasn't that I didn't like it. It's just that I'd never heard anybody say it.
I was too busy making fun of you. What was the spell in Nukasudo?
It was it
Yeah.
Shield?
I don't know.
Pretty sure it was Shield. Denverunia. That's not bad. We could do that. Yeah, it was Shield. Oh, Choke's
right.
there.
Yeah, he made it.
And he found the other cave. So he'll get the that kid. Which we don't have a name for yet. I used to call him the Dig Shake.
Alien Gonzalez didn't stick.
Elian Gonzalez is pretty good though. I like that.
And we got fire in Darunia. Denverunia, sorry. So I imagine we'll see Link trying to figure out what momentarily. If it's reflect, that would be great news. Or even fairy or jump, that would not be a bad thing either. Oh, it's 65 though, just a little bit too much.
So wait, that was a fairy in Denver?
No, it was fire.
Oh, fire.
Takes magic 3, and now he can cast it. Let's see. It looks like the spell.
Oh, man, the spell.
Well, he might hop back into Kasuto.
Yeah?
It's right there. Oh, choke.
Wow, did he game over in the raft cave?
He game overed. That is a costly wamboozle.
Ouch.
Let's see if he remembers how to get back there.
Kind of interesting that Link is going for this. I mean, unless he really thinks he needs spell items.
Well, he's only got one free spell left.
That's true, yeah, it's only Nibiru. So he has a 1 in 3 chance of getting Reflect. That's helpful anyways, though. I think that was worth going back for.
Yeah, and it'll unlock the other item for him, so...
Get him another magic container? Man, I don't even know if Choke's gonna be able to find his way back. Because if he's anything like me, I mean, Death Mountain is just a dizzying mess. I tried to map it one time and then I completely gave up. There's no mapping it. Well, I mean, you could, but it's very difficult to map Death Mountain.
And there's our second whammy of the game.
Yeah, not terrible. I mean, it'll get him closer to Life 4.
Still deciding not to head into Palace 2. He does have the glove. I guess it is possible to be fairy or jump blocked in 2.
That's true. I still think it's worth your while. I always think that you can kind of get through 2 fairly easily with almost nothing.
If you're Angry Larry, you don't need a fairy or jump to Palace 2.
Yeah, I saw him do that once.
Let's give a shout out to Rez. Rez did it in his first tournament race.
Oh, did he?
Yes, he did. No one even brought it up.
I don't know that I saw that.
Have you done that before, Dig Shake?
I have not.
Oh, well, there you go.
And I don't feel that bad about it either. I have intentions of actually doing it ever.
It's not really something you should try. I did it once. But Larry did it out of spite, because I think that was going to be it was a Bagu required seed, but once he did that, it was no longer Bagu required. Link's still going for items.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of the safe thing to do because there's a 3 in 4 chance that you're gonna need a spell item to get Reflect. Actually, 2 in 3, I guess, because he's already got the kid.
Yeah.
Instead, he finds a magic container, which is not a terrible thing to, but.
And all these matchups in the first round, we get Choke versus Link and BGT versus Josh.
Yeah.
Kind of interesting.
Well, if you win your race tomorrow, we could get me versus you in the next round.
We can only hope. I'd rather win and then have me versus Joshy D.
You want to take on Joshy D, huh?
That'll be like the only opportunity I'll have to race Joshy D officially.
Why? Because you think he's going to lose all of his matches from here on out?
No, not necessarily. He just doesn't join races is basically what I was trying to say.
You think he's going to be a floater and be relegated to the D League of the Summertime Hot Invitational Tournament?
That has a distinct possibility of happening. We'll see if he survives Echo the Dolphin. That's what I want to see.
So Link decided to go into this palace, which is either 3 or 6. Looks like 3, actually.
Now, you could have picked that lock. Doesn't matter, they have the key. That's something that I just learned, and it's such a helpful and easy thing to know.
The despawn the door?
Yeah. I really wish I knew about that a long time ago.
How do you do that? I'm kind of asking for a friend right now.
There's the jar in that polar bear head next to that. If you spawn the jar and pick it up, leave the screen, and come back, the door will despawn. Very easy to do. Now the question I had about it was, I spawned an Iron Knuckle. So if you spawn the Iron Knuckle and you don't kill him and leave and come back, do you still have a chance to spawn the jar?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it works the same as all the other ones do.
Yeah, you sure do.
If you spawn the Iron Knuckle and kill him, that does not despawn the door. So it has to be a jar. The secret's out.
I mean, it's only useful in very particular situations. This is the right cave for Choke. This is the cave to go through to get to that top area, so...
What's his life situation?
It's a good question.
I say we're gonna find out soon enough.
Link Sevens has people in his chat trashing the pink shirt on Link.
Oh, the tunic?
Yeah.
Oh.
Want me to take him out back and beat the snot out of him?
I kind of like it. I
I
wouldn't
don't
call it.
Yeah, it's
pink.
more like a maroon purple. I think it's a good look.
Finds the trophy in 3, so it's probably...
That's actually a really welcome sight because that brings his odds of getting reflect up to 66%. Just gotta find a Buru.
And there we go. Choke has the raft, so game on. Makes an immediate beeline for that raft spot. You guys are supposed to be commentating right now.
Sorry, I got distracted. That was awesome. That one even looks cool.
Link and him run into a little trouble here. He doesn't have downstab. And he cannot make it through this room without downstab or jump. I think that might be the first time I've ever seen that happen.
Coming into it backwards without anything. You can't do it. Wow.
Jump also would have worked, but he doesn't have that either. Well, would jump have worked?
He has to know where... Yeah, there he goes with the up A, so he's probably going to Rudo right now.
Cash in that trophy, hope it's jump or fairy.
I was going to say, that's your priority. I know he was trying to do that because he was just right there, but now he's kind of... It forces his hand, so he's going to want to go to Rudo or start searching for Nibiru.
That's got to be a little frustrating for him. I mean, Palace 3 is usually pretty straightforward, and to get slowed down by something like that. I know I'd
Very interesting. Just when you think you've seen it all, you see a 3-room block. Can we call that the 3-room? Oh, maybe we call that the Link 7 room now. I don't know.
Yeah, it is the only palace that room shows up in.
But I can't even say I've seen or played a seed where you come from the left direction because you never go that way.
Well, there was another first right there. Link finding Reflect and looking annoyed, actually, because he would have much rather found something that would have let him get downstab, even though Reflect is required to beat the game.
So yeah, so I guess you would try to look for Nibiru to get downstab.
I mean, we got 3 spells left, or is it just 2? No, it's just 2.
Yeah, just the 2. So either way, you're gonna be able to get it. And so I really think that's high priority for him. Get either fairy or jump, and then get downstab, and then you can kind of do everything else. So that's kind of an unknown requirement, I guess.
Just looking at questions from chat here, I don't think jump actually would be enough to get through that room. It would get you 1 additional layer of blocks, but you still would not be able to get that top layer. You would need upstab, I think, to get through there, or downstab.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I believe that's the case. And actually, maybe
I'm not sure if I believe you.
You don't think so?
Well, I mean, you are dig shake, but I thought you could break a block with the jump spell if it's a 1 full block above your head.
Dig, you can build a platform.
Oh, you can build a platform. Yeah, that's a good call. Yeah, I hadn't thought about that. The random
platform.
Yeah, like don't break the back column. Break a couple blocks, cast jump, break the block above your head, and then stand on a block to break the last one.
Ah.
I've never seen anybody do that.
I'm just saying, I don't remember ever having to enter that room from that side.
Oh, it's definitely happened. The randomizer only checks for downstab for that palace, actually. It does not check for upstab, which technically you don't need upstab to get through there. And actually, if you're coming in from the left, you don't really need downstab to get through there either. If you have the jump spell, you can come up through the bottom with the jump spell.
You don't even need the jump spell on the bottom. You can just break the blocks over your head and just do a 3-tile jump.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So I taught you that. You teach me how to find Bagoo.
Check forest tiles.
Yeah, he lives in the forest.
Bagoo doesn't want to be found, Larry. He lives in the forest for a reason.
Yeah, he's on the run from his old lady.
I imagine him as like the Unabomber, just
Phil Locke?
cut off from society.
Phil Locke.
You ever watch Phil Locke and Antonio Esfandiari do commentary? It's awesome.
I think it's
better than this.
Esfandiari.
The magician.
See, Dig Shake knows his WSOP. Didn't we plug Bagoo lore in the last race?
I'm still a fan of Bagoo. It's you guys that aren't a fan of Bagoo.
What? I've been a huge Bagoo supporter since day one.
So link upping again. Did he find a spell? I have not been paying attention. I've been talking about Bagoo and poker.
I could have sworn he just was in Nibiru.
That was the fairy spell.
Yep, fairy spell in Nibiru. Gonna get down stab, and then he is the what do we call it? Full on dig shake.
Would seem that way. I was corrected the other day though. I said full on dig shake, and somebody said, no, it's just full dig shake.
Yeah, I don't think that's right.
Maybe we should have a straw poll about it.
No, I don't think we should. All right, so it's difficult calling these races as getting a good feel for the layout of the overworld when we're peeking back and forth, so I don't really know the routing that Link is going to have to take here.
He's found most of the palaces, I believe, if not all of them. I don't think we've seen 5. Is that correct?
I'm gonna say, so we have 1 and 4, and so he's only cleared 1. I don't know why he's, unless 4 is over by 7 or on your way to 7. And then he just passed up that other palace there too.
Yeah, he's really not ready.
Oh,
to do
he wants upstab for that room. Maybe? I don't know if he thought that he needed to upstab for that room in 3, or if he's just getting it as insurance. Might be doing things a little bit differently, out of order, a little bit, just from his knowledge of his competition.
Yeah, maybe. This race has sparked a heated debate about that room in Palace. I'm actually really enjoying. We'll see Link go through that room again, so we can settle the score once and for all once we see that configuration. But
I was saying, I bet you could do it with Jump Spell.
with Jump Spell, I think you could absolutely get through from the right side. But without it, I don't think that you could get through unless you had upstep.
Yeah, because I don't think you can break those blocks. I know that normally you can, if they're only 1 block above you, but...
We're about to find out.
Well, I mean, he has everything, so he's not even going to try. He's just going to be able to mow through it. But
Yeah, but we can see the room, and
because I know you need a jump spell to break those without upstab.
yeah, and those are one full block above Link's head. So, looking at this room, you can break those 2 blocks. You can break the one immediately above your head without jump. But then to get any higher than that, I think you need either jump or upstab to get through there from the right side. I don't think you can do it without one of those 2 things.
Yeah, that sounds right. Jump or upstab. That's what I was thinking.
You need jump because you make the platform, break the one above your head, break the 2 to the left, break the one above that head, cast jump, break the 4th one so you can fit through.
Yeah. I mean, upstab would be even easier.
Okay, so you have to do that perfectly with jump.
Yes, and you have to do that. I believe there's a way to do it also in the upstairs room in Great Palace.
Well, that one's not so bad. I've done that one plenty of times.
Oh yeah, you can do that without jump. You just need upstab.
No, without upstab, I mean.
Oh,
Without upstab, I don't think you can get through there. I think that's a true upstab
I get
required.
corrected every time I say upstab required, so I'm just going by...
I swear I've tried that. Well, here's our celebrity boss, Rebo McEntire. That's gonna catch on like wildfire. Guess big Tremors fans? It's a good movie.
The one with the underground snakes?
Yeah. Do you know who's in that?
I don't.
Reba McEntire. That's not a joke.
I believe you.
Also Kevin Bacon and Fred Ward. And Michael Gross.
Kevin
Is that
Bacon,
the only
really?
second gem placed by Link? Yeah, I guess it was.
Yeah.
I'm looking at his splits.
Yeah, he that's it. He didn't go to 4. I think he's gonna do 4 last. I think he's gonna clear out the east first. No, Clint Eastwood is not in there. It might look like he's in the Great Palace, but he's not. Is that the exact color palette?
I think it is, actually. But this is Palace 2, for sure.
Yeah.
Is he still item hunting, or was he forced to go left? He can't be item hunting at this point. He's got everything he needs.
No, I didn't think, but I mean, he'd been doing that for a while as far as going the extra mile for those items.
I need to take a quick little break here. I'll be back in just a few minutes.
Alright. Maybe he still is looking for items, because he clearly found an item room and isn't turning around. He's going for it. Up Aing after getting that pea bag. Clearly didn't want that, but I can't really say what item he had expected to find. It might just be at the point where he's like, well, I'm in an item room, I might as well grab it, just to make everything easier down the road. Now he's taking right turns. And here's Helmet Head. Alright, Link placing his third gem. Gonna take that attack 6. Yeah, I don't really know why he didn't take life 4, because normally when it comes to your level progression, life 4 is not terribly high. I mean, it can be, but for the most part, where he already is with his attack level, that threshold won't be raised a lot that it would force him to not be able to get it, you know? And Choke giving water to the thirsty broad as Link goes into Palace 5. Getting that fairy spell. And we're a little over an hour in. Choke's still yet to place a gem. And Link just trying to clear everything out. Yikes. A lot of action in that room. That's going to be really difficult to get in there without taking damage. Yeah, no problem. Take the B-bed, just doesn't want to take that life 4. And Choke looks like he's in a really great situation in one of those lava encounters. Wow, another P-bag skipped. Entering that room, it does look like one of the dead end rooms, but it has the pillar in there, so you know that it's not a dead end. Looks like we got some Spice Girls up in chat.
All right, I'm back. Sorry about that.
Is that true? What are they?
Cash me outside. How about that?
Please tell me what they are. Well, that's what it is? What's the other one? So the red-haired broad is Catch Me Outside. What's the other one? I mean, I watch, like, Drew Carey's show in Night Court. That's about it. And Roseanne. I could have sworn that you had nothing but Spice Girls in your emo thing.
So there goes Guma. I can't really tell. I mean, his choke's not splitting, so is he still at 1 gem?
Yeah, Choke's not splitting because he's only at 1 gem.
Well, he hasn't even split for that one. I mean,
Okay.
gotta feel a little bad for Choke. This ended up being a really tough seed, actually, with the Raft being buried at Death Mountain and then Downstab being pretty tricky to get. It must be Palace 6 in Valley of Death.
Yeah. So he'll be able to clear this out, and then can just go back and do 4 and 7.
If you're Link 7s, are you feeling a little nervous? It's been an hour and 11 minutes, which is kind of a long time.
I'd say maybe a little bit, because yeah, it is a lengthy seed, and Choke has put up decent times. I mean, we know that he's has yet to place a gem, but oh, he has placed one. He just didn't hit the split. Right, he placed 1. My mistake. But yeah, I mean, it's hard to, you know, if you don't know what they're doing. I don't think I would ever be comfortable. Here's a good room Link is in. It's especially easy if you're sharing a controller with somebody.
Who would do that?
Yeah, I don't know. I hope that nobody ever does that.
I certainly have no intentions of ever doing anything like that.
It is funny because you can show up in people's chats and say, I can do this with one hand. And it's actually true.
Finds the item room and gets out of
I
there.
would say that's the first time this run where Link is not wanted to get the item.
Well, he doesn't need it. I mean, he knows he doesn't need it. He's got everything he needs.
He hasn't needed it for majority of this run, but has still been grabbing every single item.
Well, I mean, he did need the trophy, though, to get Reflect, and I think that's why he was hunting for...
When you were in the bathroom, he went and got an item. And 2, because he arrived in the item room instead of finding the right path.
I just thought he was getting everything as they came, just to be like, oh, yeah, I can get it. I'm gonna get it.
At this point, it can only be the medicine for jump or the other magic container. Because he's seen the heart container in 4.
Oh yeah, he has seen the heart container in 4. And with 6 magic containers, he's not in bad shape for magic, so...
Yeah, things are a little... I mean, his levels are fine. I just don't understand why he didn't take life 4, because he has more than enough.
Yeah, that is an interesting decision. And life 4 is usually pretty safe to take.
Yeah, I pretty much always go Magic 3, Life 4 as soon as possible. Because your threshold is always going to be... I mean, for the most part, you only have to get over like 700. I had a 960 today, but even that wasn't terrible.
Larry, spreading some fake news in the chat. Why am I not surprised?
You can't prove that.
I can. There's video evidence. Oh. Doesn't have enough to cast Fairy there.
Ah, that's a loop. Not a terribly big loop, but does bring him back.
I watched somebody not have Fairy in that room drop yesterday, and I believe he paused and unpaused about 30 times.
Oh, was he trying to, like, frame buffer it?
No, I think he just raged.
Oh, okay. Was that you, Larry?
Just somebody.
He saw somebody do it. That doesn't mean it was him or not. You can see yourself do something, I believe.
I was watching Jam, and Jam did it, and that's why I knew I needed Fairy.
Well, instead of casting Fairy to do a right turn, Link is going to cast Fairy to do a left turn.
Still pretty expensive at Magic 3, 68.
I think that's a loop.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it loops back to itself. That's a good loop.
And it seems like we might see Choke about to make the exact same... run into the exact same problem that Link did earlier with the room in Palace 3. Unless he got upstab. I don't think that he did, though.
Yeah, if he did, I don't know if he'd remember.
Wow.
Sorry, I guess that's too much too early. If that's a thing. Man, another one of those fun rooms like the one that Link found early, the item room in Palace 4. Getting sandwiched between 2 Doom Knockers.
Even if Choke does get through that room, he doesn't have downstab, which makes for a very tricky Riven Neck fight.
Yeah, it's certainly doable, but it's just not as easy, not as... You know, everybody gets used to that simple cheese strategy on him. You know, it's the same thing with Dark Link, it's just no problem. As Link goes into a Barba fight. I mean, you do have to line up the Rebo fight pretty exact, but I'd say ultimately once you do it a couple times, more often than not, you just kind of hold down, and then that's the whole boss.
Well, looks like Choke's gonna come back later. He decides to go cash in that trophy and probably grab downstab too.
Alright, Link waiting for his levels to go up there. Taking attack 8. And off to Karok.
Yeah, attack 8 is not something you see too terribly often in these randomizers. Most players would start buying other levels, but he's not in bad shape by any means. He'll be just fine.
Yeah, attack 8's not terribly hard to get, but you have to utilize every gem, basically. Eating gems is just part of racing and going quickly, but a lot of times, if you're in the good level situation, you can utilize all of them and take it up to 8, which is ideal. But also keeping at life 3, his levels are so low, that threshold, that he shouldn't have. You don't even have to think about that being an issue as far as cashing in your last gem, because that's always the ultimate. At least normally. Depends on your leveling strategy, but most people, you need that to get up to the top, so that you can get at least like 3 life levels.
He's gonna go back and grab this heart container real quick, it looks like.
Ah, is this revenge? Like, hey, remember me, guys? Not so difficult this time now. Take a lot more damage. And even after all that experience, still not taking that extra life level, which I don't think is a problem at all.
No, he'll be fine. I mean, he's got 8 heart containers, and he'll be able to dump a bunch in after he beats Karok.
Right. I just don't understand not taking life 4. It might have something to do with him having 8 heart containers.
Choke didn't get downstab yet, I don't think.
Nope, and he's in the same tricky item room. Both players are going to have a full complement of heart containers.
Assuming you can get through this beast of a room.
Yeah, that's always the room that you want to see in Palace 4, Link, because you're highly likely to find 3 of the 5 right turn dead ends there by doing each drop room. And he finds a dead end. You might as well peek up this elevator to see if there's another right turn. See, with that left turn there, I would have gone back and taken the fall.
Yeah, I think it's pretty likely this is a dead end over here on the left. Oh, but it ends up being the
Wow, the other side of that fall room. So now it's even more likely that you would want to take that fall for the one that most likely is in between.
I was gonna say, worst case scenario, it comes to this, to the dead end room, and there it is.
Yeah, it did come to that dead end either way, Shake said. Just had to put that little extra bottom spot there in there.
Health's beeping, dude.
Man, so many blue iron knuckles in this palace. Doom knockers. There he is.
Alright, we got Karak. Karak with a lot of health. Worth 150. Okay, now Link's going to be able to cash in. Even attack 8 was pretty low anyways. Only 7,600. But still, he'll get up to, I'm going to say life 7, magic 5, I'm guessing.
Yeah, that sounds about right, depending on how the shuffle goes. Choke's in a little bit of trouble here. He's on his last life. No more magic, so even if he finds Karak, won't be able to cast Reflect on him. You called that perfectly, Buzz.
Yeah, unfortunately, no attack 9.
I bet we'll see somebody take attack 9 sooner or later.
Yeah, I'd say in a tournament of this size, it might happen. I know I did it. I've done it before. Say the last time I saw it, Eon was doing an all keys run and did it. Kind of ruins your all keys run.
Yeah, it sure does, which is, you know, it's probably an hour in by the time you get there, too, so.
Alright, we gotta look at Great Palace here.
We got a drop room right by start, so that could end up being a troll, potentially.
Dead end. So we have to take left at the ferry room. And as the popular saying is, always take left at the ferry room, I guess. I've heard somebody say that before, I don't know.
It seems to be ringing a few bells.
How many things do I say? I say a lot of things, don't I?
I don't remember. What's your name again?
Bradley Dickshake.
Bradley Dickshake.
Bradley? That's my brother's name. Brad Shake.
It is the Jackamus room. Nice little waffle room here. Okay, so as of this point, we have that down elevator in the Jackamus room. We had a left turn earlier, and then this is the only other option, is going right here. A drop?
He hesitated. Thought about it.
I mean, he's so... yeah, he's his distance away from start. You might as well drop there. Because if you're going to have to backtrack, you'll still have to backtrack anyways.
And we got the Eon room right after that. It's having some flashbacks. Oh, you don't like to see that.
No, watch out for those guys. They can just fall out of the ceiling. Nice. That was excellent maneuvering through a fun room. Yeah, I'm thinking that was a loop.
Think so?
No, that's definitely not a real loop. So we're still going right, but there's still 3 other turns that are possible.
And 18 rooms seen so far.
Oh, wow.
Another drop. Drop is actually a good sign right here, unless it's going to take him back to the beginning.
Yeah, you might need to go back and take that Eon drop.
Ah. Left turn. Did it loop into itself? No. Meanwhile, Choke placing a gem.
Yep. He's full on dig shake himself, although getting down stab would certainly be to his advantage.
Another left turn.
Did I just say full on dig shake? I meant full dig shake.
No, it is full on dig shake. You said it right.
I don't know, man. This Jackamus room going down looks better and better every room.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
I don't know, man. This left turn after the fairy left turn looks better every
Nice
single
work.
time.
Nice work, Larry. And that looped all the way back there.
Probably take the Eon drop, yeah? Were there any other splits? I don't think that there were.
The Eon drop could bring you back to start, but there's still that right turn room.
No, left turn after the fairy room. After going left in the fairy room, there's still a left turn.
Yeah. I was just thinking about the drop. So that Eon drop has a 50% chance of looping you back to the beginning or forcing you into that right turn, which is probably the correct way to go.
Yeah, and that left turn could be the one left-hand drop.
I mean, for it to matter, it has to drop him into Hype Cave.
Man, I can't
Hype
believe that
Cave.
came all the way back this way. So it looks like he is going for the Eon drop. And does this bring him back to start?
It sure does.
It does. Wow. Eon drop back to start. So
guys are
we
a
only
little
have
bit-
one way to go.
Are we ahead, Larry?
Oh, okay.
Looks like it's going to be the second left after the fairy room.
Yeah, and
Yeah, according to my map, that's the only way you can go.
I would imagine that might lead you to the final drop room there.
Oh wait, no, there was one other left turn.
I don't see it on my map. What was it?
Going right past the Eon drop, there was a down elevator and a left turn.
Oh, left turn. Yeah, I do see that. My map kind of merged together with the rest of that back to the Jackamus area.
So yeah, really he should be going straight left here. And like what Dig Shake said, that might bring him into that lower, the breakaway floor, enter from the left drop room. And from what we've seen, that will most likely throw you. There you go. There it is. And this will be a right turn, and I'm guessing Thunderbird.
Well, it could be a dead end room. We have only seen one of them.
I don't think I've ever seen this matched up with a dead end. Like a drop into that, force you right to another dead end.
No, it can't. That would be.
Yeah, see, that's against the rules.
Oh, because that would soft lock you.
Yeah. Drops have to either take you to the boss or the entrance.
So,
Well, I mean...
did he just find
okay.
a dead end when he turned around there?
No, he found a fun room and didn't want to go
Oh,
through it.
he didn't want to deal with a fun room. There we go. So he picked right, and again, like we were mentioning earlier, there's a lot of Dark Link immediately after, which seems like a pretty high probability for this seed right here.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see Dark Link right after this.
32 rooms found already.
Yeah, we've seen a hell of a lot of rooms. My map is pretty big.
Could be a few in between, but not many.
There's still 2 other paths to take as well, so 32 rooms plus at least 2 more. Well, more than that, because those can't be dead ends. Well, one can. One could be the digger.
And there it is.
And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Link 7's your winner. His official SRL time is 1:37:15, so kind of a tricky seed. You can see the time reflects having to go into Death Mountain and not having downstab for a very large part of that seed.
Yeah, a couple little weird things like that where you had to search, get a lot of items. It did seem like Link was kind of doing more of a full clear. Kind of getting a little bit more than he absolutely needed.
Yeah, well, you never know when you're going to need, you know, one of those spell items or something to get through the seed. And I believe we are joined by Link 7's. Congrats on the win.
Hey, thanks, guys.
Take us through that one, Link. It seemed like a little bit of a tricky seed from our perspective. How do you feel about that one?
It was a little tricky. Yeah, getting downstab so late, like just every spell, it's like, okay, you know, we could get like fairy or jump now, anytime, soon.
Yeah.
So I don't know if Choke had the same problem, but
Choke actually still does not have downstab, although
Oh,
he does have fairy. He could go grab
Oh, so he
downstab.
could go grab it. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense. The other first big problem was Raft. Glove
Yeah.
was just an easy find right away, but Raft, it came down to like 4 or Death Mountain, and I thought, well, I just got the key, so that's not going to be a problem. Let's try 4. And then the item room in 4 was atrocious. So I didn't even get that item early game. I just saw it. And then
Yeah.
knew I needed to go to Death Mountain.
Yeah, and it was a pretty tricky Death Mountain too. It looked.
Yeah, Death Mountain, I think there were a couple of correct paths, but the Hammer Cave and the Magic Container Rock were up in one little area with 4 or 5 caves. So you just had to find the right one. The
Yeah.
rest of the caves, there were like 2 big networks that you could explore and see most of the caves, just not the right one. So that took a while.
So I think we noticed that you were still digging lots of items after, even though you had most of the things that you needed to beat the game. Were you worried about reflect or fairy being spell blocked? Is that the mindset you had? Or
Trying to think which items. A couple of them I just walked into an item room and thought, well, I'm here. Maybe if it's something useful. But a lot of the items, it was like, well, I need to either find Fairy Town to get fairy or jump, or I'm gonna need an item, and I'm walking past one anyway.
probably my favorite part of the whole race was when you cashed in the trophy to get reflect, and you looked just completely miserable that was the spell that you found.
Yeah, well, it was that you're gonna need it because fire was the spell, but at the same time, it's like I'd just been waiting for fairy or jump so I could go get downstab, and that wasn't it. So,
yeah.
I think the 2 other big issues were Palace 6. I kind of ran like short on lives and short on life and magic, and it was really kind of a scary finish to Palace 6. And then Great Palace kind of had like the correct path and then a big, gigantic, long loop.
Yeah,
Of course, I took the gigantic, long loop.
we saw the drop you took. You went all the way back to take that Eon drop, and it just took you right back to start there. Kind of a troll.
Yeah, and that was after the bridge room, the Eon drop room. I first went across and took the right instead of taking the drop, and that ended up putting me in a loop through basically the rest of the rooms, coming back up in the statue room or whatever, the Jacquemus room. So then I was like, okay, well now I do take the drop, and then that also took me back to the beginning. So it was like, well, that was kind of a full explore just because of the path I took. But yeah, that was, I think, the other thing. So yeah, there were several things that just kind of ate, 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there. So it just kind of went on.
So, question, you just beat ChokeMeILikeIt by quite a significant margin here. Does that give you some additional confidence heading into the summertime hot tournament that is coming up?
I feel like it's a mixed bag because I feel like this went kind of slowly, and part of it was just the order that I got stuff and some of the awkward paths. So it is nice to have a win, definitely. It's a good start. But I know, having watched a few of the races, there are a lot of other great players getting wins, and that's going to make the next matchup pretty interesting, I think.
Yeah, I mean, winners that we've seen so far include Joshy D. You know, could be a tough matchup, and we've also seen Dark Magician winning a race. We've seen
I think Error won, right?
Error did win. Zarnax won.
And you won.
I did win just prior to this race. Yes.
Yeah, so there are a lot of tough opponents for various reasons. Like Zarnax is a really good randomizer player, and Error is a really good just Zelda 2 mechanics guy. So there's a lot of trouble to run into in this tournament. So it should be fun.
Yeah.
So I had a layout prepared. This is Angry Larry, by the way. I had a layout prepared for you, Link Sevens, where on your layout I didn't have your name on it.
Oh yeah, nice.
But then I'm like, well, one, you're not watching the restream, and number two, it linked to the other race I had. So your name became Dig Shake after a point in time. So then I didn't have Dig Shake's name on the layout for a little while. So
yeah.
So went full circle there. I thought that was pretty funny. Inside jokes are awesome.
All right.
I want to see for the next race. Next race, Dig Shake will put a hat on. It'll just have Link 7 sticky note like right on the front of the bill, just like sticking up.
I mean, if I'm him, I tuck it into my pants like it's toilet. Like you walking around with toilet paper hanging out. It's just Link 7's post-it note.
Maybe the next time I race, instead of streaming the race, I'll just put up a post-it note on camera that says Link 7s. No Zelda 2
put
here.
Put that over your picture or chat or something.
Yeah, on that NES cart.
So if you had to pick Link 7s, who would you race in the next? You got anybody you got your eyes on?
Just picking from winners. I mean, yeah, I don't remember who all is left. Maybe Dark Magician or Joshy
just say Joshy D. I was setting you up, man.
Yeah.
Just say Joshy D.
Joshy D would definitely be one of my top picks.
I don't know why you guys are ragging on Joshy D, KWTF.net, Walter Fopp. But I don't appreciate it. Joshy D, this is Angry Larry, by the way. How you doing,
buddy?
He's just an easy target. Should we promote the humiliation stream? Is that a thing?
It's my channel. Promote whatever you want. It's my channel and Dig Shake's tournament. So.
Well, I don't actually know what time it is either. So.
I think it's 6 p.m. Eastern time, right? 9 p.m. Eastern time. 6 p.m.
I heard
Pacific.
Somewhere between 6 and 9 p.m. Joshy D will be doing
No, I think he's doing it for 3 hours.
What?
He's got it, dude. I'm telling you, this is not a humiliation stream. This is a Joshy D party. It's like a rave over there.
I thought that he's like, oh, maybe I'll start at 6, maybe I'll start at 9. I was like, wow.
No, it's 6 to 9, and then Joshy D and the Lords of the Underground practice after that.
Oh wow!
I mean, at least he's making an ordeal about it. So I guess that's the upside.
Did he go out and invite his dolphin friends to come over while
he commissioned art for the stream?
There was there was like a start screen logo or whatever.
You know, say what you want about Joshy D, but he definitely knows how to throw a good party stream. The dude has had it.
Yeah, be careful what you say, Dig Shake. He's going to sample that.
I hope he does. Be the hot summer jam of 2017.
I don't get the joke, and then I don't also see Joshy D posting the link to that song in chat either.
He's playing Echo for 3 hours then?
He is not going to be... This is not going to trigger him, dude. He's going to love this game, and he's going to love his time doing it. You picked the wrong thing.
No,
Yes, absolutely.
no, not at all.
So I have played Echo the Dolphin, and I don't mean comment as an insult to Joshy D in any way. I mean this is an insult to Echo the Dolphin. I will be surprised if he gets past level 2 in 3 hours. That game sucks, and it's really hard.
It's very difficult. But yeah, I was saying if he passes if he gets to level 3, I don't know what it is. So I'm not counting the tutorial, but I'm saying this. I'm going to donate $25.
To where?
KWTF.
.net?
Yeah.
Okay.
So is everybody in the more other tournaments? Has everybody played Panic Restaurant already?
Oh, it's a miserable piece of garbage.
Haven't even touched it.
Don't do it.
I saw a couple of bad comments in the Discord about it, but I have not tried playing it myself.
I played it about 2 months ago.
Actually, I played it at Buzz's house last week, and
All right, yeah, that's true. Yeah, that was when we first it wasn't even officially voted on it, but because I was playing Wampum when you showed up.
yeah. Yeah, actually, I never even voted because by the time I got around to it, my vote didn't count anymore. So probably would have voted for Wampum, but oh well.
I get the feeling that this game will be easier than Wampum.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. I mean, it's a charming game. It's got a lot of charm.
Does it?
I guess so.
Well, Choke finally picked up Downstab here, and he's heading back into Palace 3. He's still got Palace 3 and Palace 6 left, I think.
I guess that was another thing that happened in this seed because I took so long to get Fairy or Jump, and therefore either Downstab or Upstab. I actually got Upstab / Jump blocked in
Yeah.
3.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
did you ask him about that yet?
No, I actually forgot to ask him about that. I'm glad you brought that up, Link. It sparked quite the debate in chat about how you would get through that room going from the right side.
Oh yeah, so there's a couple different ways. If you have Downstab, and I mean, of course you need Glove. If you have Downstab, you can get down to the bottom and to the left. And your other choice is if you have Jump and Fairy, you can
Fairy.
Yeah. If you hit if you use Jump and hit the extra block high, then you can Fairy through the gap.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And then Upstab is the other thing. You can Upstab.
Well, you can do it with just Jump too, I believe. You can.
I don't know if you can do it with just Jump. I think you need Fairy to get through the gap.
Well, I think you can. We kind of arrived on the consensus that if you leave the left column of blocks untouched, you could use it as a platform to help you break the top blocks with the jump spell. So I think you just need Jump or Upstab.
You break the two in front of you.
You get through there with just Jump. If you left the left column, you wouldn't be able to hit the next layer up.
No, you can. Break the two in front of you, and then break the one above your head on the first column. So that's 3 blocks gone. Stab in front of you, so you break in the second block, and then jump and stab that third block. Jump onto that block you left. Jump and stab because the next block.
Off of the other one, the one you left. Oh, if you leave one, maybe you could.
Yeah, I think just Jump is enough. Either Jump or Upstab you need, or Downstab, of course, coming from coming from the right side. The randomizer only checks for downstab, though. Actually, that's some additional logic that I could actually throw.
Buzz got through that room with Fairy in his butt. Using the controller.
Using my rear end, I actually did that.
Here's the room right here, actually.
Did anybody else see Choke just go into the same item room for the second time? It's rare that you see that.
Well, I mean, Choke's had a hard enough time, man.
Really? That was crossing the line?
You're fine because he's not going to watch this back because he's going to be miserable. So I'm pretty sure you can say anything you want if you really wanted to.
I just thought that was good. I've never seen that before.
There was actually a really confusing scenario in Palace 5 if you weren't paying attention, because there was a spot where you ended up coming up into one of the rooms with the statue head that you checked for the jar. And going up from there was a elevator went up into like a tea room, right? And then when you went to the right, you went to another tea room. And the first thought is, did I loop to the same room, or is this a different room? And then you go down the elevator, and it's the other room with the statue head.
Oh.
So that could make you think that it was already looped and it was the same room, but it was actually the other statue head room.
Yeah, that is pretty cool because there are 2 of each of those rooms in Palace 5.
Yeah, and they were just arranged in that configuration, and I noticed that I was in the other one because the enemy was different. But I thought, man, if you weren't really paying attention, you might think you already hit a loop and then totally write that off as the direction you could go. So that was also kind of an interesting thing.
Well, thanks for letting me hang out, guys. It's been a privilege. I want to get some rest for my race tomorrow.
Oh yeah, that's a good point, Buzz. We should point out some of the races that are coming up. I think
there's a hell of a lot of them tomorrow.
Oh man, if you want to watch Zelda 2 randomizer tomorrow, you're in for a treat because basically show up whenever you want and there's something going on. I think King Doll and Enchantress of Numbers are kicking it off tomorrow at 10 o'clock Eastern. I will not be awake for that one.
Yeah, that's an early one.
But I am hoping to catch Buzz Thunder versus Kool-Ain. That's going to be a great race, I think. You got any insight on that race, Buzz? You got any little nuggets you want to drop?
Any insight on the race? I'm going to try to play quickly and not waste time and win.
Okay, well, I shouldn't have asked that question. Bonky and Nirm also tomorrow. Countess and Raikou, Dr. J and Prez, and then Simple and Rose City Saint at what time is that? 9 o'clock Eastern time. It's going to be a great race. And then the nightcap of Scorpion Max and Sleepy Mario at 2 in the morning. Oof. So a full lineup tomorrow of great races. So are we sticking this one out, Larry? Are you hanging out for the remainder of this? Should we just throw Choke a host, or what are you feeling like? Yeah. You're actually not.
No, I was on mute on Discord. I was on mute on the stream, so no one could hear.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
That's up to you. That's up to you guys. I'm on the side of the fence where I don't want to be insulting to somebody who's probably only maybe 20 minutes away from being done, but I can understand that, holding you hostage for something that might take longer. I don't know. It's up to you.
I'm personally fading is my only thing. Is I need to hit the pillow here pretty soon, but
all right.
If you want me to stick around, I
No,
will.
that's fine. I mean, he might not be ripe for hanging around himself. You can see
Sure.
the long pause screen there before he goes on. He's going to try it again. He's 6'3", 4". He's only got 1 gem left to place. And Great Palace wasn't terrible, but it required going left twice.
Yeah.
In one room you wouldn't normally do it, and then if you went up there, I don't remember where it went, but you had to go left twice. So, and Zarnax just did that room with jump and glove only in Palace 3. So.
Well, I think I'm going to take my leave here. Sorry to bail on you.
All right.
I am very tired, so thank you for having me. Thank you for hosting the restream.
No problem. Are you going to be on tomorrow with Buzz's race?
I don't know if I'll be commentating that race, but I certainly hope to watch it at least.
Oh, okay. I thought you said you were joining me.
I'm scheduled to do the Countess Raikou race.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
So, I'm still planning on doing that at 4 o'clock. But I mean, if I'm around and nobody else is hopping on, then sure, we'll just kind of wait and see what happens.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Alrighty, thanks, Larry.
Take care. All right, Choke's finishing up here. He's at 5 gems. He's only got Palace 6 to go. But again, as we've said and as you've seen Link 7s do, Great Palace requires 2 left turns right away. And that's going to be hard to just do the first time you go through it. And he's probably going to take one of the longest paths around that Link 7s did before he arrives at a decision to do something else, and then he's probably going to have to do that and before he gets there. So he'll be in there for a little while and see how he handles Palace 6, which is through Valley of Death.
Yeah, I think I can stick around with you for a little bit, Larry.
Okay, cool. So I mean, you already talked about it, and it was quite a while ago with Digshake and Buzz. But the thought process of Great Palace is just go right as many times as you can. And if you can't go right, you go up or down till you can go right.
Yeah.
And is there ever a time where you consider going left, going against the grain?
I think usually not for me. Just the way I track things, I guess for me, my tracking system is just, go right when possible, and then every time I have a choice, right, where I say, oh well, I could have gone left or right, I just remember, oh well, somewhere on the path was a left that I could have taken that I didn't, and then when I go past another one, I go past an elevator, and I say, oh well, I guess I could have gone left or up.
Right.
So I keep a list of previous choices, the default being, right or whatever.
So
rather than like writing out a map or whatever.
So I have this thought process, and this is not attributed to randomizers, speed racing, whatever. It's just a life thing where I read way too much into everything. So if I'm at like an hour and 20 minutes and Digshake and Zarnax, those guys aren't done yet, I'm like, well, there's the fairy room. Let me go left.
Right. Yeah, no, that, especially in like races where there are more players.
Right. But keep in mind, those are races that don't have an actual like consequence to them. If I lose, I lose. If I win, whatever.
Right.
These are, win to keep playing on. situations. Do you ever arrive at a situation like it's an interesting randomizer topic for those who don't really play too much, and maybe like some of the new players? Do you ever arrive at a point where you do something differently? And I'll give you this, not to make this question long-winded. Early on in this seed, you were in Death Mountain and you decided to take it was 90 seconds to look all the way around the first available cave. And I brought up a point that says, like, not to offend Choke or anything, but he's new and you're very much established and really good playing this game. Again, not to insult Choke, because it could have been anybody. Do you ever think that maybe, like, okay, well, I'm playing somebody who maybe not that good? It's insulting. It's insulting however I put it. That I can afford this luxury of taking this 90 seconds now to make sure I'm not leaving the glove behind, because I can make that up tenfold later?
I guess maybe that, like, into your overall strategy, maybe. I don't think, I don't know if there's a specific decision where I'd make that. Like, that's part of my Death Mountain strategy to begin with, is if I find it, I'll at least check whatever open caves there are, because I always feel like there's a scenario where 2 minutes into the game, you walk in there and one of the accessible caves is Death Mountain, or is the Hammer Cave, and it has, you know, the raft or the glove.
Right. And in this case, it was the raft.
Okay, well, we're 2 minutes in. I found this Death Mountain item. I'm probably ahead. And particularly in this seed, I was absolutely going to check the Death Mountain caves that I could see, because I thought, you know, it's like 6 steps, 6 tiles from the start, right? I can go check all these, and if I don't find anything, I just up A, and I don't even have to backtrack.
When you're exploring the initial area, and maybe not, you know, not specific to this seed, but just general process, what's your priority to doing stuff? Items first, then all the items and spells that you can get first, then basically identification?
Yeah, I mean, it seems like, at least to me, it always seems like you want to find items like, oh, maybe you find an early glove or early magic key, or, you know, get an early fairy spell or something like that. You know, if you come across like one in particular, maybe you dive right into Palace 1 and just hope the keys are there.
Okay, so you're on the fence of, you don't have magic key, you don't have fairy, but Palace 1 has more keys than locked doors, so you'll take that chance.
Yeah, I'll take a chance on 1 for sure, pretty much any time. But otherwise, from that, I really hesitate to go into any other palace before at least searching for, you know, a good chunk of the Western Continent items.
I would agree with you in theory. What I do, though, is something totally different, but at least I say the right things, that I should not be doing this, and that justifies everything. But it doesn't justify anything, because I lose all the time. But but that's fine. Now, want to know, it's interesting because I don't remember it. Well, we didn't do Swiss last year, but still, if you were 0-1, you got dropped down to the losers bonus bracket, however you want to put it. So 0-1 did play 0-1, and 1-0 did play 1-0 in the second round there. I don't remember such interesting matchups that could happen between 0-1 players. I guess that's because it was pre-ranked, and then 0-1 players were also ranked differently. But look at, I mean, Double A, one of Kool-Aid and Buzz Thunder. You know, I guess I'll throw myself in there, and Shiner is another guy who's in there. It's and Jackamus. I mean, there are some pretty good names in that 0-1 group, and it's kind of somebody's likely to go 0-2.
Yeah, I feel like they just kind of got you know, in terms of like just getting the random matchup in the first round. You know, I think if I were going to the pick for an 0-1, I'd be looking to avoid like Amazing Ampharos and Jacquemus. Because it seems like they come in ahead of me, not every time, but a lot of times in open races. One or the other of them will be ahead of me.
I mean, if we want to put any stock in SRL points, I believe that 2 of them are in top 6 or something like that.
Yeah, they're pretty high up there on points.
I mean, we're gonna have 4 of the top 10 in points, 0-1, because one of Kool-Aid and Buzz Thunder is going to lose as well, and I'm number 10, I think.
Isn't Error actually really high up there?
I believe his points have decayed because he hasn't played.
Have they decayed? Because part of it was he did extremely well in the last tournament, and then he just hasn't done that many randomizer races. So.
But he won, so he's 1-0.
Right.
Yeah. So he's yeah,
that's who I'm afraid of getting drawn.
Oh, absolutely. Listen, I'm afraid of Simple Dude and Resner, and they're not necessarily guys that play randomizer a lot. And I think Simple Dude has played a few times since the last randomizer tournament.
I almost feel like I'm more afraid of Error than Simple Dude because I think obviously Simple Dude is probably got a slight edge on mechanics, but I feel like Error's got a little better just presence of decision making.
Oh, Zarnak says
that difference might be pretty slight. Either one of them are low on my list of people I want to run into.
Yeah, Zarnak said that Error's points have decayed, but he's still number 5. So I think it's been like 200 or some days since the last tournament, maybe his last race. So I believe it's 1 point a day or something like that for an activity. I don't remember exactly how the formula truly works. But we got Choke here trying to find his way to Barba as BGT messes up my emotes.
I think he's gone a little bit off the rails here because he was... you need to take that ferry in the drop room. Or maybe he's past that now. I've lost track a little bit.
I gotta tell you though, he is pretty inebriated, and there's Barba.
Oh yeah, he was past that. Sorry, I was like, wait, no, this fight was after that. But,
and he's got his full complements of lives left, so
yeah. Yeah, this was definitely a scary part of my run through this seed because I walked in here on my last life with half a bar of life and half a bar of magic.
He does take a hit. He goes right into the drink, but he's got 2 more lives left, so gotta hope he does this. So Jump was medicine blocked in Mido, correct?
Yeah, it must have been. Jump was the only spell I didn't get.
Yeah, I believe Jump was medicine blocked in Mido. And there's the second death here for Choke. Choke is pretty inebriated right now, I gotta tell you that.
Yeah. And I'm guessing probably that medicine was in 5 or 6.
I didn't take the full notes this time because I wasn't really commentating, but we'd never seen 5's item, and you guys both backed that at 6, and Choke just jumps right into the lava that time.
I did see the item room in 6, but I didn't grab the item.
And Choke saw the item room in 6, killed Rebanek, grabbed the key, and went left, I believe.
Oh, I see.
I don't know.
Maze Island is the other thing. I didn't get the items on Maze Island, so it could have been there.
I don't have anything marked for Maze Island, so I don't know if we've seen anything on Maze Island. What palace was on Maze Island again?
5.
Okay.
It was on Maze Island.
As chat points out, he's going full Joshy D right now.
Yeah, at least he knows the path now, so he can go straight for it.
And I will just remind people that tomorrow, I know Dig Shake tried to do this. I don't know if he gave the full schedule. 10 a.m. Eastern Time on Dark Magician's channel, Dark Magician 1184, King Doll versus Enchantress of Numbers. 1 p.m. Eastern Time, Buzz Thunder versus Kool-Aid, that's on this channel. At 2 p.m., we have Vonky versus Nirman, that's 2 p.m. back on Dark Magician's channel. And then we have a triple header on AGen's channel, twitch.tv/@agenos, ATEGENOS, like 8 Genos Pizza. The Countess versus Riku player, that's at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Dr. J PhD versus Prez J Poke at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And Simple Dude versus Rose City Saint at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. I gotta tell you that that Simple Dude versus Rose City Saint matchup is probably going to be one of my favorite ones of this opening round, despite the marquee matchups we've had.
Yeah, I think that'll be a good one too, because Rose City Saint has really been like coming along and really driving times down and playing a lot of randomizer, whereas Simple Dude is just pretty unstoppable when it comes to the vanilla game.
And we have to also mention the fact that I don't know how much Simple Dude has played or is known about the 3.0 logic. And honestly, I don't even know how much he knew about the 2. Whatever logic, but 3.0 logic with the new P-Bag caves and any item anywhere kind of stuff, with the glove possibly being in 3.
Right.
Might be something that could trip up any of these runners who are jumping in this tournament for the first time since last tournament or whatever.
Yeah, I'm not clear on how much he's studied up or if he's played any seeds, even off stream or something. I mean, I did. He was at SGDQ last year, so I met him last year.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
He's a nice guy. I like watching his stream.
Yeah. It's always funny to meet someone like that never streams with camera.
Well, yeah, I mean, but I've watched him race at GDQ. I've watched him run at GDQ before, so
yeah,
it wouldn't be
and he would have been on camera at GDQ, but that was I recall last year at SGDQ, that was one thing Fiesel said. He was like, well, nobody knows what he looks like because he never streams with camera.
And I used to think for the longest time that he just had a picture of his Nintendo console on the ground. That's actually a live shot.
That's actually a live feed of his top loader.
Yeah, the other day, and this is going on 3 years maybe. The other day I saw him reach for reset. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, I've seen him actually like mess with the card or reset or whatever. So yeah. I mean, it just sits there, right? So you don't, unless you're like watching him do resets, you might not pay attention.
I'm like, hey, look at me! I hold the world record, and I have a top loader in the cart, and I take a picture of it.
He has a really good tutorial for the 100% all keys category, and even in that, he just has the camera on his hands, his controller.
Yes. Well, listen, if I only have my camera on my snowblower.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't believe I've seen you stream with cam before.
No, only when I've done snow removal done quick 2017 this year.
Yeah, that's right. I don't think I actually caught that stream. I was probably removing snow of my own.
It was lit.
I heard great things about it, though.
It was. We had a donation crawler. People were making requests. It was pretty good. Pretty good. The tutorials are great, Joshy D. I wouldn't say they've helped. I've watched them. I wouldn't say I've applied anything I've learned to actual real skill because I still can't do it. But I gotta wonder how out of date that is, because it seems like there's a lot of new like things, routing decisions to make, and overworld skips by like doubling back on one of the tiles and going forward. And I I just has he updated it since like the big tutorial he had?
From the like All Keys tournament a couple years ago.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Because I believe the walk from Jump Cave to Bagu is a little bit different. I'm not sure if that even does the river dance or whatever it's called from Palace 5 to the River Devil. Or even the what's the skip called when you go from Maze Island to the one up doll and then to Darunia? Is that the light skip? The light walk? Dazzle walk.
Dazzle, yeah, Dazzle. Correct. It's been quite a while since I've run 100% all keys, so I was in that like first big tournament they did, but I wasn't in this last one. I did. I think I played it a little more just to get my time under 90 minutes, and that was kind of my goal. I just, for me, I have more fun playing the randomizer. So,
did Choke just go left in the fairy room to start this?
No, he went down and found the dead end.
Okay.
First, and now he's making the mistake I did of not going left.
Yeah, now he's gonna go through this path. Actually, will down be a better decision for him? Will he arrive at a dead end if he goes down quicker?
No, it doesn't matter if you go to the right here. Actually, you'll cross the Eon drop bridge, and if you follow that path, you'll find dead ends, and then you'll loop back to that statue Jackamus room.
Actually, that's not true. If you go down here, you're going to go down one more time, and you're going to be in a waffle room, and then you're going to go right, and you're going to be in the top half of the drop room that you skip for Thunderbird. That room? He went down in Jackamus, not right in Jackamus. So he's going to arrive at that dead end, that dead end room that you would normally take to skip Thunderbird.
That's true. There was, I think, a drop room involved.
Yeah.
So then the question is, will he go back and take the left, or will he come back around and take the right at the Jackamus room?
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping for an up A and then going left instead of up. Maybe he'll forget that the Jackamus room is a thing as soon as he arrives on this dead end. Well, we've already seen one person try something crazy for the first time ever with Ben Class Tube doing the Eco Key without ever doing the Eco Key before.
Actually, if he did the boost here, that would actually be the correct way.
Yes, because he would arrive in the drop room that leads you right to the path to Thunderbird. But then, but if you went up in a room, you saw the fun room, you went back and you went up. He's probably going to go through the fun room, keep going right, and then go down in that elevator, and who knows where that goes. So, I mean, I would assume that it's like one of those theater rooms.
I did not explore.
Yeah, it's probably going to be one of those theater rooms with the curtain on top, and then like one of the dead end rooms after that, because we've only seen one of those dead end rooms, I believe, when you went through everything. Well, Choke saw it as well.
Well, yeah, and actually, it's. I'm sure you're ready for Choke to finish because it's a couple hours later for you than it is for me.
Well, yeah, and actually, people are actually waiting for me to do a Dragon Warrior randomizer, but I would prefer they go on without me than to abandon Choke here.
Okay.
But they're committed to waiting, so thanks a lot to them. You ever played Dragon Warrior Randomizer? Not to sandbag this game.
I have not actually. I have played through the original, the vanilla Dragon Warrior, and it's been quite a while.
It's a lot of fun. It's easy to learn. It's a lot of fun.
I'm sure I'm sure the Dragon Warrior randomizer is pretty fun. I also have not played the Zelda 1 randomizer.
Really?
No, I have not. I should play that sometime because I have played. I mean, of course, the vanilla one. I have not ever speed run it, which I should also do at some point. But also, I did play Outlands. I don't know if you played that. There's a ROM hack. Zelda 1.
You
called
know,
Outlands.
back before I knew about the whole Twitch thing, I did find like a ROM hack video on YouTube. I can't tell you what it was, but I do remember like the Overworld, whatever this one was, looked very jank and like just randomly placed tiles everywhere. Not like it was procedurally generated, but just someone tried to make it look cool and it didn't really look good. Maybe it wasn't Outlands if Zarnax is saying it was amazing, but it wasn't like the super randomizer or whatever that one was.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Outlands is really good. The my biggest issue with Outlands, and I managed my way through it, is at one point they give you like what's the boss called with all the heads?
Gleeok.
Gleeok. There are 3 like full-on Gleeok rooms in a row. You're like, all right, that's enough. That's enough of that, boss. Really.
That sounds like pretty much every every Zelda 1 randomizer seed I play with randomized enemy HP.
Oh.
You ever play?
So yeah, that might actually be fun to do. I just I almost feel like the tracker there is more of a necessity, right? Like most people use that tracker.
It kind of is more of a necessity. Then I mean, because there's just more going on. There's more overworld tiles that you have to mark. More, just taking all the bomb entrances, the cave entrances, and like burn spots, bush entrances, and stuff like that. There's way many more than there are in Zelda, Zelda 2, and I'm counting them right now. It's like 16 spots plus 6 palaces. I mean, that grid is what, like, it's 8 high by whatever wide. So it is a lot of spots there to be tracking. Right. And to know you have to go back for, the White Sword Cave that holds, the raft. And then find out you need the raft, and then you have to remember where that is to go back to it. But then, yeah, it's a lot of stuff going on. And combat in that game, people say combat in this game is pretty hard, but that has its difficulty as well.
It's got some weird stuff. I did learn the screen wrap, but not the block clip.
The block
so
clip
I
is
probably need.
Yeah, that
need
one's
to
actually
learn that.
That one's actually easier of the two.
I hear it is much easier. Yes.
Yeah, you just have to line your head up with the bottom of it, where like that inner box is, and then just tap one frame right, or you could even sword buffer for that. But you got to see these Lack Attack and I'm sure you've watched them. Just walk right up to it and clip. It's like I got to set it up for like 5 minutes, clear the room.
Right. Yeah, some of their like, record runs are just insane to watch.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun. They had that 4-way race on Speed Gaming. The race for the record.
They did like beat the record day or whatever. So they had like Jay Coper and a couple other guys commentating. I saw that for a little while. That was pretty cool.
All right, so Choke is going through
this. The TAS is actually really good.
I don't know if I've seen that TAS.
Actually, the thing to do is like watch the TAS, but the part of what's so good about the TAS is read through the submission notes for the TAS, because they go through in excruciating detail and describe the route they take and why it was better than the previous route. Which I suppose would probably put some people to sleep, especially at 4 o'clock in the morning. But it is just a fascinating thing to read, like some of the just little things like specific damage boosting and stuff like that, because that's if you haven't played a lot of Zelda 1, you wouldn't think of damage boosting as being a thing, but in the tasks it's used all over the place. So yeah, that's another pretty fascinating one.
So we'll also take this time to plug the other tournament we're in. I'm also in the Dragon Warrior Randomizer tournament that starts in August, but the season 3 of the Summertime Hot Invitational Tournament, Dig Shake made that name. It's an acronym that we have a little fun with it. We change it every once in a while. 8 players to a league, and what we do is we play. Everyone's separated into 2 groups of 4, and we play a round robin, and we play a game that normally doesn't get raced, normally doesn't get played a ton, and mostly a game that none of us have really touched in that capacity. Round robin breaks down. There's 4 people go on to the winner's bracket, 2 from each division. 4 people go on to a loser's bracket, and we have a ultimate winner and an ultimate loser. He does not have upstab here, but he has fairy. I don't know if he knows you can go through the floor, because he is relatively new too. Here he goes. He's not an idiot, but he is new, so I kind of have to openly take for granted what he may or may not know, but he did know that.
Yeah, he did have an opportunity. He had gotten to that fun room and took a game over there, proving why it's called the fun room. But then he's taking the path back. But now he just saw that it looped, so.
And new to this, we're taking this month off for this tournament and GDQ, and people were out of town and stuff like that. But new to August, when we start back up again, we are introducing 8 new players. So we're going to have 2 divisions, and we're going to do it in a unique way. We're going to do a Premier League style situation where we're going to have 2 groups, 2 leagues of 8 people who don't play games within each other with promotion and relegation. And judging by the acronym, we're going to be not using promotion and relegation. We're going to be using sinkers and floaters, I believe. There's a lot of toilet puns going on in that tournament, and I don't know why.
Yeah, that'll be pretty good. Yeah, I think it's good to make adjustments like this to say, people are busy, this Zelda 2 randomizer is starting, let's kind of push things into August for the next round. I think that was a wise decision. I'm sure there will be other stuff like that. Like I'm thinking ahead to I think it'll be like September timeframe. I'm thinking we may want to try to, whatever game we pick, try to pick one of the ones that's on the Big 20 list.
That could be fun. Well, I mean, I don't consider this being like we're doing 12 of them a year, 1 per month, but certainly I have no objection to one running like, they don't have to run into in calendar month. We can do 4 weeks starting at any of the weeks in the month.
Sure.
Yeah.
And even, our season 2 ran several days over, almost a week even, right?
Yeah, we were held hostage by a couple people. But season 1 also ran over. Let's,
Did it actually run over like a day or 2?
It might have
close,
actually.
I think.
It ran over the schedule because I think we were scheduled it to like the 20-something.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
I think Choke might just be endlessly going around this loop here. He drops down here, and then he goes to the the room right before the Eon room. So he has to make the left and the left, and this was what we were worried about here.
I think he's either going back to the fun room or no, he's reevaluating his life.
Well, we know he has to go left here. Well, you can't do anything but go left here. So that's one down. Now he's got to arrive on the decision where I did not go left here. Let me go left here.
Right.
I believe he's seen everything, but it's long and windy, and he may not think he has. So once again, he's going to be back onto this path. The only thing he might be able to do in this situation, and I'm trying to look here, you know, I did say there were other turns that you could have taken before Thunderbird where you went up that elevator. There is a chance, a very small chance based on all the rooms we've seen. If he goes down in the fun room, if he passes the Eon room, passes the next room, and then go down the fun room and makes a left there, there's a chance he can loop around and get to Thunderbird from underneath, from south, from floors down. But that would require...
That's true.
It would require other paths being available and those two unseen dead-end rooms to be then seen. And there's been so many rooms in this Grey Palace already.
Right.
Well, no, actually, because those rooms have to exist somewhere. But I don't know what other rooms don't exist, except for maybe like one theater room and possibly a room that has that non-collapsible bridge over lava.
Yeah, and that I feel like that's a room you very rarely see in the randomizer.
Yeah, because the randomizer only takes out 25 to 50% of the rooms in Grey Palace, and only if they have two exits to them.
Yeah, it just must be that that room has like the left and the elevator up. That must lend to it getting kicked out most of the time.
Yeah, he's going to take the Eon drop once again. And he's lost in knowing what he's learned from watching other people, where always go right, always go down or up if you can't go right. And this is forcing him not to be able to take the left-hand turns, the two in a row.
Yeah, I think that drop is a backtrack to the beginning, right? Yeah.
All right, so he has to go left. He's going to up A, get his life and magic back, and then, because he's only one room away from the start anyway.
Right.
Or he's just pausing to check out something, or perhaps he's even arriving on the decision. No, he won't forfeit. He'll do this. All right, so he's got to go left here, and he's got to go left again.
The path through to Thunderbird and Dark Link actually isn't that long. It's just the path to figuring out which way is the correct way that's really long.
But again, I also worry that you took up, instead of going through the fun room, you went back and went up, and then Thunderbird was one room to the right. Choke's at least got part of the puzzle here. Choke will probably just continue right because, you know, knowing what he knows from watching Dig Shake, me, and Buzz, it's always go right in Grey Palace.
He's taking the left.
Okay, so this is
on to something now.
Yeah, so here we go. He realizes that this is a place he's not gone yet. He's going to check for the jar, and I believe this is the one with the jar, but he shouldn't check for the jar. He's pretty good as it is now. Actually, it's not the one with the jar. Sorry, the one with the jar is the one before the Eon drop.
This is the
Pingbot
one.
All right, so here's where you have to go up. And this is where you made a peek right. You saw the fun room, and then you came right back and you went up the elevator.
He did get Buzz Thundered.
He's not even going to go. He's not even going to take the peek. No, he's going to go. All right, he's going to go through it. So hopefully you just go down to a theater room with the curtain. I don't even know what you want.
And a dead end.
Yeah, and go right to a dead end, and then he knows he has to come back. That's the best case scenario for him. But I believe there's 2 dead ends left. So that eats up another room.
Are there any drop rooms left?
I
think no, right?
I'm thinking no. So the one drop room to arrive here, the Eon drop room, the drop room before the Eon room, and then there's a drop room later on. So no, there's no more drop rooms.
Yeah, so he won't get looped back.
No. So there's probably going to be one more of those rooms that have the elevator in the middle that go up. And then above that, it's going to have that room where you go right above the, the collapsible, the where you walk over and have to jump over. Yeah, this room. And then you go up, and then there's going to be a room that goes right that you're going to have to jump over the fake floor. But if you go right here, it's probably a dead end. And if you go right through that room above here, it's probably a dead end. Because there's been so many, and there's one of them. There's been so many rooms in this palace already.
Yeah, there can't be many left. There's no way.
And then there's a room with a false floor. And I'm still predicting the quick dead end here. Yep, and now you have to go up in that other room. So now why can't I just understand the game like this when I play?
Right, you have that
You don't know how many times yesterday I said, I'm looking for Bagu. And
right. Yeah, I did watch that race.
And I thought I checked every forest tile, and then I convinced myself I need to go through Death Mountain. It's the only way.
Oh, he up A's there. He might have forgotten about that elevator.
Well,
before the fun room.
This is 3-4 rooms back to that
It
elevator.
might actually be just a short to up A and.
Yeah, because you got to go through the oh, he's going to go up. Oh, no. Yeah. Let me tell these guys to start the race. Because I've been here before when I was new. I mean, I've been here before a month and a half ago.
I think there was a fun room that he game overed in, and he might be looking for that again.
The other fun room was to the right of the Eon room. And then that's where he can go down and left where but he goes down and left there, he's going to find a little digger. Because we have not seen that room yet. So what games are on the horizon for you now? You did the Super Glove Ball.
I would like at some point to beat Super Glove Ball with the Power Glove.
I actually saw you playing that on a video on demand as I was trying to pre-predict how you crop your screen. And that looked intense.
Yeah, I did one day earlier this week. I have a friend that comes over and he does some co-op stuff, but he's more of a collector and he had one, so he let me borrow it, and I tried it out, and I think it'll be doable, because it's a little tough to control. My biggest issue is the glove has some detection, so when you bend your fingers, it will detect like when you make a fist, and that's how you grab the ball. And it seemed like that was really inconsistent. And
right.
I think if I could get that to be consistent so that I could always grab the ball when I want to, then I think I could do it. when you make a fist and it doesn't grab the ball, that's where my runs really fell apart. The game is a lot easier with controller. I think I got like a 1241, which seemed decent.
There's the missing left-hand turn into the little digger combo.
I started a task, and I'm maybe halfway through it, but I think the task for that game will be like 3 minutes long. It'll be ridiculously short.
How did your Alfred Chicken task go?
Alfred Chicken went well. It's published now. It was like 11:31 or something.
So when you get this stuff published, is that like fastest time on record kind of stuff, or can you just publish like they'll publish top however many runs?
There's a process to it. So if you go to task videos, there's a form where you can submit a run and your notes and stuff, and then there's some time where people can vote on it and make comments or suggestions or whatever. There's like a forum, and you can respond and talk about the run and its merits and how worthy it is of being published. And then they have a set of people that are judges that will come in and look at the run and the feedback and the voting and decide whether it should be published. And then there are like tiers of publication, and there are a bunch of rules, and there's a lot of detail to it. So depending on how busy people are and how complicated things are, it can actually take a while. I've had runs take a month between the time I submit it and the time they actually get published. But if it's, where they get picky is if something is really suboptimal, they'll reject it and say, hey, go fix this or make this better, and then maybe try to resubmit. They don't want things that are obviously suboptimal. So yeah, it's interesting. But yeah, if you're interested in trying to make a task sometime, I have my Task Mania list. I have a great list of NES games that don't have tool-assisted runs.
Oh, so yeah, I guess there would in the library exist games that don't have tool-assisted runs.
There are also quite a few like really terrible games, but there's still some great games that don't have runs. So.
See, I like seeing the TASs that actually tear the game apart, like for the most part, legitimate ways to play the game instead of like hold left and right at the same time kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I like watching because what does Zelda 2 task do? It does the jump skip in Jump Cave with the bat.
Yeah, the any percent task does the left and right acceleration glitch. And,
that's right, it does. Yeah.
And it goes through does the glitch town thing and whatever, and it's really short. There are tasks for what are the other categories? There's the new no scroll lock, and then I think it's like no major glitches or whatever is the other.
Yeah, Jake Hoper brings up a good point. Like the game show games, those probably don't translate well to like Hollywood Squares probably doesn't translate well to tasks.
No, there are a couple. Like I think the Super Nintendo of I forget which one. Maybe it's I don't know, like Wheel of Fortune or like one of the ones where you have to like name stuff or whatever. There is actually a pretty good like a play around task where they just write silly crap in there, but because of how the detection works, it accepts it as a correct answer.
Right. Kind of like how they did the Brain Age.
Yeah, exactly. So there are a couple game show runs like that, but with some of the rules and stuff, it'd be pretty hard to get very many of those published.
I believe Choke's going to finally arrive on the decision he has to go back left twice there, because he did up a not too many rooms through going the wrong way that time, and took a little
The other
pause.
thing I just did with my buddy came over yesterday, and we had a stream where we played. There's an unlicensed game called Chiller.
I did see that, because that was at the end of the stream, at end of your stream, right?
Yeah, the later part of the stream, or most of the middle of the stream, I guess, was Chiller. There's an unlicensed game called Chiller, and it's like a zapper game. But there's a co-op mode, 2 players, 2 zappers. So we were doing that run, and it's a really short game, so it's definitely worth checking out that highlight. And it's actually on the speedrun.com leaderboard now. But it's a minute and a half long. White Hat has a solo run that's a minute 29, and then last night our co-op run came in at a minute 24.
Choke started going up
really
that
short watch, but it was so cool.
Choke started going up that elevator, and then I guess he was only doing it to avoid a sword
back
beam.
to the fun room.
Yeah, he was just
No.
doing it to avoid a beam, and then he came back down here. And he's gonna arrive at 2 dead ends again.
Yeah, the 2 dead ends.
So that is the only game I know of that had 2 zappers, because you normally use the zapper in the controller 2 port, right?
No, I mean you can use it in port 1. It's just I don't think there are any other games that I've heard of that have any sort of mode that would be 2 zappers.
Right. Yeah, that's kind of what I meant. That it's the only really 2 zapper game I know of.
I have not ever heard of one, but that's I was looking through it, because we plan on playing some other games. Like we started just playing Monster in My Pocket for a few minutes, because that'll be a fun 2-player run. And I kind of put together a list of like co-op games, even though like a bunch of them are ones that I would never want to play. I came up with a list of here are ones that have a co-op mode, right? Looking through that list, I was like, wait, you can play this with 2 players and 2 zappers? That's too good to resist.
No, absolutely. Any thought to giving Buzz Thunder and Dig Shake a run for their money in co-op Bubble Bobble?
I did see that that Dig Shake uploaded a co-op Bubble Bobble. I'm not a huge Bubble Bobble fan. Like I feel like it's one of those go-to co-op games, and maybe I'll run through it eventually. But I think the record is actually decent for it. There are quite a few 2-player runs. There's some other co-op stuff that's on my list that I want to do, and some of them have good times and some of them don't. Like Marble Madness, for example, the co-op record for that was done by 2 people that already did speed runs of the game a lot. So it's like Ellipsis, who ran it at this SGDQ, and somebody else was a runner. So the co-op time for that is really good.
I always like that game.
There's other cool stuff out there. Like I'd like to do Snake Rattle and Roll. I don't know if you've played that game.
I have not played. Well, I might have been like 20 plus years since I may have played that game, but I know Feasel used to do speed runs of that game.
Yeah, Feasel and PJ ran it at one of the GDQs. But it's kind of the end of the game it has some pretty tough platforming. It's another one of those tough as nails rare games. But I mean, the controls are really good. The music is so good. The level design, So I think that would be a fun one to do. Um, but there isn't actually a leaderboard for that, so I wonder if Diesel and PJ have a better time or just that GDQ run. Going back through the fun room, maybe he'll end up with the correct choice here.
Yeah, he is backtracking. He does know that this is the only way. I'm just hoping he doesn't up egg here and realizes this is the way he needs to go. I'm not sure if he lost a life
Trying
there.
to decide if he's been that way already.
Yeah, I mean, you go one room and you're going to see it's Thunderbird. He's going to kick himself because I counted it out. Is it 6 rooms that you needed to go through to find him? So fairy room 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rooms to Thunderbird. But again, it was just like so many rights and so many 2 lefts in a row. And how are you going to do that with so many rights there? He's actually having a perfect Thunderbird fight right here. Problem is he wants to suicide to get his life drained.
Yeah.
I think
Is
he's grabbing
this like
a beverage.
a safe spot? No.
No, I think he probably put the controller down to suicide for the magic refill.
Take a break.
Yeah, but went to the bathroom, or well, actually, he's right at the controller.
Right.
That was the frustration.
Get some coffee. Take a nap.
Yeah, it is now approaching 1:21 a.m. in his time.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna crash here. As soon as he's done here.
I feel bad because all these people are holding up the Dragon Warrior race for me.
I gotta get up and mow the lawn before it gets stupid hot outside tomorrow.
Oh, is it going to be bad over there tomorrow?
Oh yeah, I'm sure it's gonna be over 100 easy.
Oh.
Like it's been like almost every day lately.
A couple more hits here. So he was in trouble, I felt, for a little while with his levels, but he 637 isn't terrible. It might be a little bit low attack wise for Choke, but he needs to learn how to deal with that. So what better time than now?
Yeah. Felt like leveling got off to a slow start for me in this seed. Take the magic level. For sure.
And he's kicking himself right now when he sees this. But he had to assume that Dark Link was, because he's seen every room 4 times, so he probably thinks Great Palace is larger than it actually really was.
Right.
And there it is. Choke Me I Like It has finished second place with a time of 2 hours, 57 minutes, 48 seconds, and he's done. Link, thanks for hanging out, man. Good game. Thanks for covering with me. And,
yep, thanks for the restream, Larry.
Yeah, no problem. And stay cool tomorrow. And get that long cut.
Good night, everyone.
Have a good night, man. All right, guys, there you have it. Dig Shake versus... Well, not Dig Shake. Well, Dig Shake versus Jackamus. Dig Shake beats Jackamus. And then we had Link Sevens versus Choke Me I Like It. Link Sevens and Dig Shake are going to move on to the 1-0 races. And then Choke Me I Like It and Jackamus are going to go down to the 0-1 guys, and I'll see them there. Thanks, everyone, for hanging out. 10 a.m. tomorrow, Dark Magician's channel, Eon versus King Doll, and then a whole slew of races Make sure you check the website out.